Hey guys, my book Nima officially came out last Friday, and there are so many thoughts and emotions that I haven't been able to process yet, but I feel like it's the perfect time to connect heart to heart with my audience and let you guys know the truth of Nima. You know, there are so many obstacles and challenges that went inside creating this book that I finally feel like I can be able to share. First and foremost, thank you everyone who got a book so far, who have supported me over the years, who have been on this journey since the Kickstarter days. You know who you are. Thank you for sticking by. I hope you are enjoying your book. I love this thing. With all the negatives and positives, ups and downs, I learned so much about myself, and I feel like this is the best thing I've made. So thank you so much. Nima, I was going to quit a couple of times creating this book because it was so hard, you know, because I grew up in today's society where people are shouting different things. There's a lot of kind of media telling you what's right, what's wrong, you don't know what to believe. There is so much crap and noise in the world today, and it's hard to kind of find your voice. You know, it's hard to fully understand what's right and what's wrong, trying to find your truth. And I feel like creating this, I've had to really undergo all of it. So hopefully through this video, you guys will learn a thing or two from me and kind of learn how to navigate through your own truth. So Nima, why did I create Nima? Why did I choose to make this Kickstarter that bit me in my butt? Tell you the truth, I was very lost in my life at the time. I think it was 2016. That was a year and a half, I believe, of doing YouTube. I loved it. I love YouTube. I love making people laugh. I love teaching, but I felt that there was nothing out there that's truly mine, you know? Not my own world, not my own kind of, my stamp, my artistic kind of vision. And so I was at a concert and I kind of saw the beauty of a musical artist bringing the audience on the musical journey and his own world. And so that just motivated and inspired me so much that I was like, wow, this musical artist loves what he's doing and he created his own world. And you know what? Next year, I want to create mine. And Nima, she was in the back burner for a long time. I created her in school in late 2013, and so I felt it was finally the right moment to bring her back. And so I made a goal for myself that in 2017, I was going to create the Nima Kickstarter. Yes, the Nima Kickstarter, when I had almost none of the book done, which is probably the biggest learning lesson, not mistake. I believe that we all make mistakes, but as long as we learn from them, then that's the thing that matters, you know? We can only learn from our experience. And so, I didn't have much of the book done, but I knew that I needed to do this. It was a calling that I wanted to create my own world, and I launched the Kickstarter, you know? It was great. I spilled my heart in the video. I'm like, this is what I want to do. I want to create characters and worlds and environments, and it went amazing. You know, I asked for like a set amount and we surpassed it by 600%. It was all good. I'm excited. I can't believe that there's so many supporters and fans out there that really want to see this come into fruition. And so I was ecstatic. And the biggest lesson learned, I think I was 23 at the time. You know, I was still trying to figure it out. I was a young adult. I was like starry-eyed. I can't believe like I get to create my own book. And that was wow. For the last, I would say 3.5 years, I thought about my Kickstarter every single day. It was really weighing in on me because I had to finish it. And so I felt now I was kind of locked into creating that book and making a quality product. And at that time, it was more a passion project And it really kind of pushed me and challenged me to create something, the best thing I've ever created, better than anything I've ever created before. And so it gave me such high expectations, you know. My YouTube channel was kind of on fire at that time, you know. A lot of people were finding out about me and all the success and stuff like that. And at the back of my mind, every single day, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to finish this art book now. I am tied to this. And I gave a projected release date of end of 2018. And so, not having much of the book done, it was so scary because I've never done a book before. This is my first time, and I didn't really know where to start, except I had an idea, and somehow this idea needed to become a 120-page art book. That's what it was at the time. It was 120 pages. And so I tried some things over like a few months. Nothing was sticking. I kept trying and trying and trying. And, you know, nothing really came to me because I felt I had an expectation to finish the book instead of really kind of diving deep and figuring it out and put something out there that's 110%. So I scrapped it a lot of times. It was restarted a couple of times, and by mid-2018, that's when all the conventions were happening, and a lot of my Kickstarter backers came up to me at convention. They're like, oh, we're excited for the book that's coming out this December. And I just felt so bad. I just felt kind of nothing. It was so hard to force creativity and nothing was sticking. It was really hard to tell people that it's probably not gonna come out 2018 because it's just not where I want it to be. It's nothing that I wouldn't be happy with myself if I put that out. I'm very much on quality, and I want to put 110% of my heart into this book and put it out there. And so 2018, I had to basically tell everyone, I'm really sorry, it's gonna take another year. So summer 2019, that's the new projected date. So keep your eyes open. Thank you so much for your patience. I'm trying my best to figure it out. And so, 2019 comes along, and slowly I'm starting to get some stuff. I still don't have much figured out. It's just really hard to force your heart, you know? It's so hard to, hey, make something. And for the last 3 years, I've been kind of imprisoned to my Kickstarter because, hey, we want this book now, it has to be good. If you put something bad out there, we're not gonna like it, and it's just gonna be really crazy and bad. And I would be really sad if my first book that I put out there is not good. I would probably be really mad at myself. And so I had to choose between, you know, putting up something out there and not really loving it, but hey, it's out there, or, you know, taking my time to really think about Nima and what I want to say with it. And so 2019 came along, and then we have Faye. Faye is so awesome, guys. I love Faye. I created her 2019. She debuted on my channel's master course. I just love mages, and Nima was like, you know, my early college, like mid-college kind of OC, you know. I put her out there, and oh my god, who's this red-skinned, white-hair girl? We all love her, samurai. But I wanted to dig deep and just try to find something new and fresh. And then Faye came along, and I got so excited again. It sparked so many ideas, and she represents so much, you know? Because Nima is one side of who I am. Nima represents kind of the observant, she draws, she sculpts, she paints, she represents my artistic side. But there is another side of me that people don't know that much. A lot of people who grew up with me in middle school might know this side of me, but when I was growing up, I didn't have that many friends. I'm an only child, and I was a little bigger then. And so being the bigger side that I am, I didn't understand why people treated me not kindly. I thought, hey, this is me, why don't people like me? You know, I was just bigger, is that why? And so I couldn't really wrap my head around why people didn't treat me like the other kids. In 6th grade, all my friends kind of ditched me. And I was alone, and for a whole week, I wondered why they did that. When you're that young and something happens to you like that, you really start to go in a dark place because I didn't understand what was wrong with me. And that dark place I had to tap into again. And that manifested Faye. Faye is an orphan. She is a bit of a loner, and she has spirits that are her friends. And she's also a dancer. And back then when I was alone, I used dance. I love to dance as an escape, you know, and I feel like these two sides, Nima and Faye, coming together, I feel like I think I've got something for the book, you know. And I wanna, you know, take this moment also to thank my friends. You guys know who you are, to help me kind of flesh out this idea. And so, with that being said, now we have a new character, and that means writing and kind of making so much more art for the book. A lot of people on Kickstarter just kind of want their book. They're like, where's my book, Ross? I want my book. And I basically said, I'm really sorry. I don't want to sacrifice quality. I believe in this book so much, and just hang on a little longer. I believe in my craft, and I believe that this book will blow your expectations away. Now I feel like we've gotten something awesome, but back then I had to make 56 more pages and try to work out all the kinks and try to, you know, have a story plus an art book and figure everything out. After seeing everything now, I can 100% say that I've made the right decision to continue with Nima, because there are moments where I was gonna give up. It was really hard. When I say I thought about my Kickstarter every single day for the last 3.5 years, I truly mean that. It was in the back of my mind, and I had a responsibility to create this. And I thought I was going to, there were moments where I wanted just to refund everyone's money and say, I'm sorry, I couldn't do it. But knowing myself, I never give up, and I will take on this challenge, and I will learn from it, and it will be part of my story. And so I added 56 pages, and I made this book. You know, I wanted to add just extra detailing, made sure it was quality. People who have the book, hopefully you guys can see that. You know, I've gotten so many positive comments about the book that I feel like I made the right decision now. Also, a truth from last year, 2019, when I came out with Bloom. I get it, Kickstarter people, and a lot of people were like, hey, like what happened to Nima? Why are you making a second book? Why did Bloom come out before Nima? Like, what's up with that? And I created Bloom because I've never created a book before, and I wanted to get it right before I went onto this. Someone gave me the idea to just grab some of my favorite paint sketches and create a really small book. And that way I can learn about printing, I can learn about how to create layout properly, pick the page and color material. I can learn about how everything works, because if I just started with this, I would have made so many more mistakes. And so I wanted to try and attack all the mistakes head on and learn about them to make sure that I don't repeat them when I create Nima. I truly feel that I'm heading in the right direction. You know, all those dark moments of giving up, not having a motivation or drive, I feel like I've persevered, you know, and try to like figure it out. I took it as a challenge. And if you want to know the absolute truth of the Nima Kickstarter, after all the page changes, shipping, taxes, duties, and fees, I didn't really make anything. I didn't make anything at all. The number you see is usually just a glorified number before tax, before shipping, before duties. It's like, it's not a real number, but it's all right. You know, we can only learn from these experiences. And I definitely want to make a video in the future where I talk about the do's and don'ts of creating Kickstarter and creating art books, because I've learned a lot. Next week is the premiere of something very special. It represents this whole entire journey and what I'm about. Working on Nima gives me some of the most inspirational moments that I've had, and it reminds me of when I was a kid. That's why I dedicated this book to my grandma, because getting lost in your own world, and other people's world, and create characters, that's really what I want to do. I want to just create, you know, experiences and stories and characters and worlds. And working on this reminds me of when I was a kid, playing in my grandma's backyard, creating those stories and moments and characters and worlds. And the feeling is so reminiscent and nostalgic that I really had to dedicate this to my grandma. It just makes sense. And next Friday, is the premiere of something very special to me. It represents this whole entire journey. I think it really represents my whole life up until this moment. And I feel like it feels like I'm both closing a chapter and starting a new journey at the same time. And it's gonna be the premiere of my Nima animated short called Find Your Light. And it represents, you know, when we're in darkest times, when all feels lost, we will find our light. Because there's a lot of darkness now, and I'm so happy I feel like I've found my light, and this short is so special for me. Me and a talented group of animators have been working on this for the past year and a half, and it's finally coming out. And it is literally my most favorite thing in the world. I cannot wait for you guys to watch this. Hopefully you guys have a deeper insight on why I created Nima, the decisions I made, why it took so long. There are a million more stories and reasons, but I just wanted to give you a deeper insight and the truth of Nima. I'll see you guys next Friday. Thank you everyone again for supporting me, and whoever had their book. I'm so excited to, you know, show you more, because there's so much more in the works. And if you're wondering why I am sitting down and this is a different set, it's because all around me are just books. My whole room is now books. Milo's on the floor. Yeah, a lot of people have bought this book, and so thank you so much for being patient while I send these out. Again, this is self-published. This is shipped all from the studio. I'm trying my best to get these books out to you guys. You guys will have it soon. Just wait a little longer. I promise it's worth it. If not, I don't know what I would do, but hopefully it's worth it. And so thank you so much again for listening if you made it this far. And I can't wait to share next week's animated short of Find Your Light. Thank you so much again, and goodbye.